Woo! It's just some books. Hey, old man.
What?
Time to read some books.
Again?
Yes.
Didn't we just read some books?
Well, no, it's been like 2 months.
Oh. Okay. Well, I'm going to kind of take it easy on this one. I haven't got no donuts yet, no coffee. I'm low on energy, man.
Fine. Okay. Help me at least do the intro.
All right.
Code of Honor, it's a book written by Tom Clancy.
He's
famous for writing tons of other books in the 80s and 90s. You know, Rainbow Six. And all those books and stuff, they got turned into movies. They got turned into video games. You got Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon series.
That's the guy who writes about that Jack Ryan guy.
Yeah.
He's like a spy or something.
Yeah.
All right.
You may also notice that this book was written in 2019. Well, Tom Clancy died in 2013.
Wait.
How that happened?
Yeah, well, it seems like it'd be kind of hard for him to write a book if he's dead, wouldn't it?
Well, you see, a bunch of other writers continue the book under his name. It's not really his brand. It's more like his name because it's like that name, Tom Clancy. It's like screams military. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, he died.
Only in America.
This particular book was written by Marc Cameron, and you know Marc Cameron. He's got his biography on here. He's a retired chief deputy of the U.S. Marshals, and he's a 29-year-old law enforcement veteran. He is the author of the New York best-selling Curicho Quinn thrillers.
What?
Shut up. Okay. And he's been on Boys Life magazine, which I have read. He is a certified law enforcement scuba diver and a man-tracking instructor and holds a second-degree black belt in jiu-jitsu.
Wow, he's all-around guy, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a sailor and an adventure motorcyclist. And he lives in Alaska with his beautiful bride and BMW motorcycle. He's like...
He's like what we all want to be.
Like, if you test his blood, it will come back as 100% American.
All right.
That's the kind of guy who writes this, all right?
Rock and roll.
Okay. So, anyway, Code of Honor also...
Wait, Code of Honor's that movie with Steven Seagal in it, right?
No. That's a different thing.
With the battleship
No.
and where the spies come in and try to steal the nuclear weapon.
Shut up, okay? Okay, we're going to read the book now. Okay. Alright, guys. So, the book begins with a list of all the characters, which, I mean, it's nice that they did, but I feel like the writer just put them there because he was like, hey, you might forget, so remember these guys.
Oh, he gives you a list of characters in the beginning of the book?
Yeah, let's go over some of them.
Alright.
So, we got Jack Ryan, President of the United States. We got Scott Adler, Secretary of State.
He was the guy on the ship, no?
We got John Clark. He's the Director of Operations. We got Jack Ryan Jr., who apparently is I guess the president lets his son work in the military. I guess he just doesn't care about him. Well, we got Peter Lee. He's a retired United States military Navy guy. Yeah. We got Superman.
Superman?
He owns Superman Games.
What?
It's Supar. P-A-R.
Oh.
It's like Indonesian. Anyway, and then we got Kang. He's a Chinese assassin. This is all written in the list. Okay.
Wow, that's a lot of people to remember.
Yeah, there's also some quotes from Churchill and Voltaire. Like, Winston S. Churchill, a man does what he must in spite of personal consequences, in spite of obstacles and dangers and pressures. That is the basis of all human morality.
Are you sure, Mr. Churchill?
Yeah. Thank you, Churchill. So, the plot begins with, some creep at a bar, and he's eyeing some girl, and he's explaining that he's in Indonesia working as a game developer for Superman Games.
Working as game developer.
Yep. He's a game developer. And we get a quote from page 6 where he says the bigwigs from Warner Brothers, Ubisoft, Sega, everyone in the gaming industry was there. Yeah, sounds like a big conference.
Sure enough.
So he's talking about how his partner Ackerman, which I get the joke because it's Hackerman, It's literally
Oh, because he's like a hacker then,
yeah,
right?
It's just Ackerman. They just took the H off anyway. So they stole something from their employers, but they're not gonna tell you so that you can keep reading the book. So
Yeah.
his name's Noonan, and he takes the girl he was eyeing upstairs, but then he gets attacked by Chinese spies. Oh well, sucks to be him. Then we're introduced to Kang and his crew.
This is all very confusing.
Yeah, we're gonna add like music or something here. And then we're introduced to Jack Ryan Jr. and his crew. We just cut away from them, and then they're his crew.
So all that stuff that was going on, they just go to a different scene. And,
So his crew, we got Domingo Chavez. He's the assistant director of operations, and he's there. We got Dominic Dom Caruso. He's operations officer. Ardara Sherman, operations officer. Man, I'm not good with names. They don't matter.
it's
Basically,
just
they're
too many
just-
people to remember, man.
They're just guys who are there to shoot at people and get shot. Okay?
Cannon fodder.
Yeah. Okay. So one of them gets shot in the book. Oh no, I hope they. Anyway, we're introduced to Father Pat West, who was a priest in Indonesia. So Noonan somehow escaped the Chinese spies, and he's like, "Hey, you know about NPCs?" And he's like, "What's an NPC?" And he's like, "It's a non-playable character in a video game." And he just starts going off on this big, because he has to explain it to the readers, because all the readers are like military guys, you know.
So it's sort of like a device
Yeah.
to define what the terms are.
And then the best thing in the book, so if it was like a TV show, he basically turned to the camera and said, "Hey, so you play Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon or Halo?" It's like so ridiculous because you know exactly what they're doing.
It's a commercial inside of
So
the
then
book.
he's like, "I built a super video game AI, and it you can upload it to the cloud, and that's a problem." And he's like, and you know,
Why is it a problem?
Well, it's not really, because I think Mark, he kind of overestimates how smart video game AI is.
Oh,
It kind of really isn't.
okay.
Yeah. So they then get arrested by the Indonesian police, but before that happens, Father Pat West is like, "Don't worry, I know the President of the United States." The end.
Oh, that's it?
No. So we're then introduced to Jack Ryan, who's the President of the United States of America.
Yeah, you said
And
that
then-
already.
Yeah, and he explains how the U.S. uses Intelligipedia, which is like...
Is that like Wikipedia?
Yes, exactly.
Ah.
It is similar to Wikipedia, the free online encyclopedia. Anyway,
Better?
so then Jack Ryan is informed that China wants him out of the South China Sea, which they still want us to, and
That's kind of realistic, right?
yeah, and also that Russia wants Ukraine, which...
Well, oh, geez,
Yeah.
man, he's like clairvoyant.
Yeah, I feel like this book aged well, considering all things.
Yeah.
Okay, so after some Chinese shenanigans, so like basically like a group of it's basically like Top Gun, because it's like a guy teaching all these fighter pilots. He starts talking about Lockheed Martin and crap, and how they're using like AI to help them fight battles, right?
Really?
And then there's some more Chinese shenanigans, and then we're introduced to Admiral Lee and his family.
What kind of shenanigans exactly?
It's just like stuff where they like kill a bunch of people for like no reason.
Oh, just spy stuff?
Yeah, just spy stuff. So then like nothing happens for like 100 pages. But then
Wait, 100 pages?
Yeah, nothing.
Nothing?
It's more. It's basically
like
just
a-
people talking to each other, and they're like, "Hey, we have to plan our moves and everything." And Father Pat West is in prison, and he's like, "I hate life," and all that stuff.
Good.
So Chairman Zhao.
Wait, no. Is he like the chairman of the Communist Party of China? Like the president?
Yeah.
Oh, so, okay.
So he starts talking about how he's a benevolent dictator.
Oh.
Which, okay. And
Kind of
then-
common over there, no?
And then Hacker Man, you remember him? From,
Yeah.
like, 100 Yeah, he gets killed.
Oh, that's one hell of a way to go.
None of the things are interesting in context, okay? Because it's like you read about them and then they go on a big tirade about why they're doing this. Okay.
Oh.
So then they discuss the AI and how advanced the AI is, and they call it a she. They call it like Calliope for some reason.
Calliope.
Calliope, yeah. And then nothing happens for another 100 pages. There's more talking and planning and whatever. And then finally some action happens. The U.S. has to break into Superman games. Remember that?
Oh yeah, Superman.
So even though the Chinese already broke into there and completed their mission there, which was get the AI, they still have to find a way to stop the gamer AI. So the U.S. breaks in so that they can find information on how to shut it down.
Well, the gamer AI is different from the military AI?
No, it's the same thing.
Okay. I'm old, I'm confused.
And so, but they get the information they need, but then the U.S. Special Forces get overwhelmed by Indonesian police, which is pretty sad.
Whoa, U.S. Special Forces get overwhelmed by Indonesian, like regular street police?
Yeah, they like show up and they're like, we gotta stop you, and then they get somehow the Indonesian police manage to outgun them.
They must be stoked with some heavy weapons or something.
So then the Special Forces contemplate suicide. But then Admiral Lee and his family, they're targeted by Kang, the assassin. Oh no, I'm not even sure why. And like, the book doesn't really explain. I think it's because like, he like refused an offer because he's of Chinese heritage.
Oh, they wanted to co-opt him and he said no. And they
Yeah.
went, oh, well, we're going to screw you up.
Yeah,
then.
something like that. So
Alright.
then Admiral Lee kills an entire Chinese strike force, except for Kang, of course, because he needs him alive. He's an important
It's a
character.
plot device.
And then they take off towards Washington because they have to meet some friends to help them defend their family. So the U.S. strike team that was sent to Indonesia, they hijack a drug smuggling plane to get out of there, you know, and they try to fly
That's
it.
convenient.
Yeah, they try to fly it to the Philippines. And it's specifically a drug smuggling plane. Like they look in the back and it's like filled with like drugs and you're like, wow.
Didn't they like check that beforehand?
No, because it's not their country. They don't care.
Well, you'd think.
Anyway, so while that's happening, the gamer AI hijacks a U.S. jet to shoot missiles at Chinese ships so that they can start a war, which that wouldn't happen. Like they would all.
You don't think that the AI behind like Call of Duty could log into military computers and take over?
Not that part. I feel like if you shot at Chinese ships, you could just say we had a glitch and stuff. They wouldn't start a nuclear war over that.
They might.
Anyway. So they give us a map of Indonesia on page 345.
Oh, they give you a map.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
So then they land on an island. They don't tell you which one. And then this funny island dweller man shows up and he's like, I need medicine because my wife has a concussion or something like that. And then Jack Ryan's wife does surgery on a Chinese general's
niece.
and then the general literally commits treason by telling her, anyway, here's our plans. Thank you for seeing my
Niece.
And then she's like, wow.
So is this Jack Ryan the president or Jack Ryan the
his
operative?
wife. And
No,
he's
there's
the-
two Jack Ryans. One's a president and his son's an operative.
Yeah, this is his son.
Okay, so Jack Ryan's son's wife, or Jack Ryan Jr.'s wife.
Not Jack Ryan.
Man, I'm getting confused, man. Sorry.
I'm keeping that in. Okay. The president finally saves Father Pat West. He's been in prison the entire book. And he's finally like, hey, send somebody in to get him. And then the strike team finally gets the Navy to shoot down the jet. They call it in and stuff. And they also may have asked them to save a copy for the U.S. so that they can study it, you know,
A copy of what?
the AI.
Oh, right.
Basically, this guy was John Wick. He shows up, and his name is John Clark, but he's basically John Wick, and he just kills Kang. You know, the guy who was trying to kill Admiral Lee's wife?
So he's a guy that's super capable and has all kinds of military abilities. And
Yeah, he's like this...
So it could be the author of the book, too.
Yeah, that too. And then the book finally ends with Senator Chadwick, who I had to cut down all the parts that were mentioned of her, but she finally ends the book telling a Chinese spy about Rule 34. Beautiful.
What's Rule 34 again?
I'm cutting that out too. Anyway, so how did you feel about the book?
I don't know. I'm confused as hell. What happened to the drug plane that they were flying around in the
It
Philippines?
crashed.
Oh,
I
man.
said that. But anyway,
You talk too fast.
yeah. Okay. So this book was it was very all over the place.
Did you just
What?
keep going?
It was very all over the place. There were way too many characters, and there could have been way less characters. But I will say this: it was exciting at the end, and And we did get to see everything ended pretty nicely for
Because
everybody.
they now know about Rule 34.
I have to cut that out too.
Why?
Okay. So,
Adios.
yeah. Oh wow, the old man just turned into dust. Well, anyway, please watch the other video, our first book review that we did, and also subscribe and do all that stuff. Here's some other videos.